first things first, if your sex life has started to feel, I don't know, a little predictable, you are so not alone. It's completely normal for things to kind of settle down over time, even when you're still totally in love with your partner. Life gets in the way, routines set in, and suddenly things can feel a little blah. But here's the good news. Predictable does not have to be permanent.
And it turns out that desire for something new, it's way more common than you might think. Get this. Research from the intimacy app Aria found that a whopping 35% of couples actually want to explore kink. That tells you something right there. People are curious, they're ready for more.
And that, of course, is the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's one thing to want to explore, but it's a whole other thing to know how to even begin. So that's what we're here for. Let's break it down into a clear, guided journey with real, manageable steps to help you find that excitement again, together. Okay, so before you even think about buying a new toy or trying a new position, every single expert points to the same starting line. And it actually happens outside of the bedroom. It all, and I mean all, starts with open, honest communication. I love how sex therapist Dr. Jenny Schuyler puts it. She says the goal is to create a dialogue about what feels stuck. Notice she doesn't say what's wrong or whose fault it is. It's about figuring it out as a team, right from the start. So how do you actually kick off this chat without it being, super awkward? Dr. Schuyler gives us a simple game plan. 1, find a relaxed, low-pressure moment. Think cuddling on the couch, not right after a stressful day. 2, frame it as a fun idea, something like, hey, I was just thinking, wouldn't it be fun if we tried? And 3, the absolute key, you've got to land on something that you are both genuinely excited about. Okay, so you've had the talk. What's next? Let's start with what we'll call the crawl phase. These are simple, totally accessible ideas that are all about changing your environment and your mindset without having to change the main event itself. So 3 really great ideas to get you started are booking a hotel, making a sex pry list together, or even trying some gentle pre-sex yoga. See the theme here? Each one of these is designed to pull you out of your day-to-day headspace and get you into a more sensual, connected zone. Let's dig into that hotel idea for a sec, because this quote from Dr. Wendisha Jenkins Hall just hits the nail on the head. When you get away from your own space, where you see the laundry pile or the dishes you need to do, you literally remove those mental distractions. It gives you permission to just relax and focus on each other. All right, we've changed the scenery. Now it's time to add a little something extra to the mix. This is our walk phase. It's all about introducing new elements, new textures, new sensations to your current routine. And this is where things can get really fun and sensory. Think about bringing some sex toys into the picture, or playing with food like chocolate syrup or strawberries, or something really simple, experimenting with temperature. It's all about heightening the sensations you're already familiar with. Take temperature play, for example. It sounds kind of fancy, but it is so simple and so effective. You can just slowly run an ice cube down your partner's back for that surprising shiver, or gently blow warm air on their skin for a totally different kind of tingle. That contrast alone is a thrill. Now, I know some of you might be thinking when you hear sex toys. There can be some hesitation there, right? But listen to what Dr. Jenkins Hall has to say. Toys are not there to replace anyone. They are tools to enhance the experience and add another layer of pleasure for both of you. All right, you ready to pick up the pace? Let's move into our run phase. This section is for anyone who's feeling a little more curious, a little more adventurous, and is ready to explore some new territory. So here we're dipping our toes into things like role play, maybe some light spanking, or even exploring anal play. And what's the most important thing with all of these? I'm going to sound like a broken record, but it's communication and enthusiastic consent from both of you. This is a shared adventure. So let's break down light spanking. First things first, this is all about prior consent. But once you have that green light, it can be a really fun, sexy way to introduce a bit of kink. Now, here's the crucial safety tip from the experts. Always stick to the fleshy parts of the body. We're talking the butt, the thighs. Stay away from bones and vital organs. Anal play is another one that can feel, a little intimidating. But it really doesn't have to be. Dr. Jenkins Hall makes a great point. You can start small. This could be as simple as oral sex on the anus, that's called rimming, or maybe exploring small toys like anal beads or a plug. It's all about finding what feels good for you both. Okay, so we've gone through all these different ideas, from changing the sheets to changing your whole mindset, but it all comes down to one single, super important principle. At the end of the day, this is about your pleasure. And that means you make the rules. I absolutely love this quote from Dr. Jenkins Hall because it's so empowering. She says, to get in the driver's seat of your own sex life, stop being a passenger. When you take ownership and actually say, touch me here, or could you do that a little slower, you're not just helping yourself, you're giving your partner the roadmap to please you. It's a win-win. And really, that's the whole point of all of this. This is not about performance. It's not a competition. It is not about checking boxes off some list to prove how adventurous you are. The one and only goal here is shared pleasure. It's about having fun and exploring something new together. So I want to leave you with this question. After hearing all these possibilities, from something as simple as a new playlist to something a little more adventurous, what's one thing that kind of sparked your curiosity? Because answering that question just for yourself might be the very first step.